plain, Stache Stoughton was a feared sniper and goal-scoring machine for the Whalers from 1978 to 1983. He amazed Whalers fans with his uncanny knack of getting open in the slot and stashing the puck in the back of the net. Stoughton led the NHL with 56 goals in 1979-80 and added 44 assists to reach the 100-point plateau. He hit the 50-goal mark again 2 years later. An NHL All-Star in 1982, Stoughton averaged 45 goals per season in his Whalers career.
From Cincinnati, Ohio, this is the Stache Radio Show with your host, Blaine the Stache Stoughton.
That was Don't Stop Believing by Journey. That was our theme song when I played for the Hartford Whalers. I'm pleased to welcome this morning Russ Anderson to the Stache Radio Show. Russ is a former captain of the Hartford Whaler, and I had the pleasure of playing with Russ. Russ, how are you doing today?
Good.
I'm doing good.
Good to hear from you.
Just most fans that I run into are usually curious of what are you doing, what is your lifestyle moving forward after the NHL. Could you just give us a brief summation of how your after hockey life has been?
Sure. After hockey life is great. I got into the car business about a year and a half after I retired from playing hockey, and been in the business ever since for about the last 25 years. I started out at a dealership here in Hartford, Connecticut, and I'm still here, and it's been a fun second career.
Yeah, good for you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Has the economy affected your sector of the auto industry? I mean, like a lot more people buying used cars and using them longer because they are affected by the economy?
Oh, definitely. There's been a big swing towards used vehicles. Plus, what we're seeing is people are holding onto their vehicles longer, so they're putting more miles on them. But the good news is that they're making vehicles a lot better, so people just hold on to them longer. When they bring them in, they have more miles on them. But it's had its ups and downs with the economy, but all in all, people always have to drive cars, so the business has been pretty steady over the years.
Yeah. Russ, in terms of your athletic skills, I hear you're getting back into golf.
Yes, I had a hip replaced about 2 months ago, my left hip, which I did injure playing hockey, and I just waited probably too long to get it fixed, but I got a new hip put in, and I'm back playing golf. I actually played tennis the other day, and I'd recommend it to anybody that has a bad joint, that there is ways to get them fixed, and it's been great the last month or so. I'm back playing golf, back playing tennis, and my mobility is great, so I'm very happy.
So that means you'll have to give me 2 or 3 more strokes now that your hip's better.
Yeah, you're a pretty good negotiator there, Stache. You always have been. So, yeah, I'll give you a 1.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Stache Radio Show on juniorhockey.com.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Back with us is former captain of the Hartford Whalers, Russ Anderson. Russ, just taking a different discussion here. when we played, obviously, the game has changed since then. I don't know how much hockey you watch, but do you notice a big difference between the hockey when me and you played and the current hockey?
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt about it. The players are all bigger, stronger, they're faster. When you and I played, I don't think we knew what cycling the puck was at all. We just, I don't think we were that fast. I think we made a lot more plays, and I think the pace was a lot slower, so we made a lot more passes, a lot more plays. But with the more speed and the bigger the players are, I think they've run out of the room that we used to have. And I think it's a whole different game.
Yeah, I agree. The issue I have, and of course the NHL hasn't called me for my input lately, but it seems like the game now is you get it in deep, you cycle. They don't watch the points like we used to. It goes back to the point, shoot it at the net, and tip it in.
Right.
And there's just, I don't feel there's enough rush, score off the rush. Like you said, these guys, the defensemen are so big now, it's hard to beat them on a 2-on-2. So I'd like to see more 3-on-2 goals, 3-on-3 goals, but that's just the way it is this day and age. And then the other issue is the penalties.
Right. Yeah.
It seems like you touch somebody now, and it's a penalty.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It used to be. They let us play a little bit more back when we played. I believe they didn't call as many penalties. The hooks. So you could grab onto a guy a little bit, and they'd let it go. They let us play.
Right. And the other issue that's facing the NHL is the concussions and checks from behind. I don't watch NHL every night, but I do catch a couple of games a week, and it seems like there's always a check from behind or a shoulder to the head, suspensions. You just got a feel for that. Where's all this going to stop?
Well, I think that goes along with the speed of the game has increased and the size of the players has increased. So the hits are harder, number one, and they're just getting injured more because of the size factor and the speed factor. That's what I believe.
Right. Yeah. All right, Russ. We're going to take another break, and we'll come back and talk about your illustrious NHL career.
Okay.
Students, when I call the reason for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium without your high school diploma. Too tired, family trip, sick day, starting the holidays early.
Starting in the 6th grade, students who miss 18 days or more of school in a year for any reason will fall behind and risk not graduating high school. How many days of school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Once again, we've got Russ Anderson on the line here. Russ, just like to talk to you a little bit regarding your NHL career. Ironically, you were born in Des Moines, Iowa. How long did you live there, and then when did you move to Minnesota?
I was born in Iowa, and then my family moved to Minneapolis. My father had a job change, and they moved up there when I was 2 years old. So I don't have too many memories of Des Moines, Iowa. But I did grow up in Minneapolis.
I don't think there's too many NHL players from Des Moines, is there?
I don't think so. No, I might be the only one.
Anyway, yeah. So you obviously you moved to Minnesota. Did you start playing hockey at an early age, or did you focus on other sports?
I grew up across the street from a athletic field, which they used to freeze the ponds, And so ever since the age of 3, I was over there skating. I'd skate in the wintertime. I'd play football in the fall. And I'd play baseball, whatever sport there was, I'd play. Because I was right across the street, so I spent a lot of time over there playing sports. That's how I learned how to skate, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, this day and age, you pretty well have to focus on one sport when you're 10, 11, 12 years old. And I know hockey now. They play or practice 12 months a year. And I grew up in northern Manitoba, so we only had 2 seasons, hockey and baseball. But I enjoyed my baseball time. When the season was over, I'd take my skates, throw them in the garage, and I enjoyed playing baseball too.
Right. I actually went to college. I went to the University of Minnesota on a football scholarship. I couldn't afford to go, and I wasn't good enough in hockey to play hockey at the time. And that's how I went to college, was on a football scholarship. And it just turned out, that they...
Did you have it? I know, I love the NFL. I watch it every Sunday. Obviously a very rough sport. Did you run into injury problems, or?
Yeah, that's how I ended up switching over to hockey, because I hurt my ankle in football, but I could actually skate on it if I put a boot on. So Herb Brooks, who was a coach of the University of Minnesota at the time, said, come on over and play hockey, and he switched my scholarship over, so I then was a hockey player, and that's how I got to play hockey. Yep.
How long did it take you to adjust from football to hockey?
Well, I went out right after the football season, and I get a late start on the hockey, but I would play after football. My first year, I played for the JV at the University of Minnesota, and then the second year after I got injured, I didn't make the varsity, so it worked out good.
Did you win any championships while you were there?
Yes, we won 2 national championships, and it was back in the mid-'70s. Yep, we won 2 in a row at the University of Minnesota.
And you mentioned earlier your coach was Herb Brooks. Any fond memories of Mr. Brooks?
Oh yeah, he was a very good coach. He was probably the reason we won. You know, he worked us hard. He had good systems, and we ended up winning the championships. He was a very good coach.
Yeah, actually, he was my coach in New York when I played for the Rangers, and yeah, he was very innovative in terms of puck control. We were never taught to go backwards with the puck. He'd move it back to the defenseman, then back up to the forwards. I guess he was trying to beat the trap that the NHL started playing then. But yeah,
Yep.
Russ, we got to take another break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Stache Radio Show on juniorhockey.com.
Okay.
Adopting a new pet is a rewarding experience. And Shelter Pets makes super pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org. This message has been brought to you by the Humane Society of the United States, Maddie's Fund, and the Ad Council.
We're back here with Russ Anderson. Russ, growing up in Minnesota at that time, in the middle 70s, obviously there was no junior hockey in the United States then. It was all in Canada. Could you just, I'd like to get your thoughts on the junior hockey, how it has evolved in Minnesota, and did you ever play junior, or did you ever scrimmage against junior hockey players? And just to get your thoughts on the caliber of players from Minnesota that played junior hockey.
Yes, back when I was at the university, there were only 2 junior teams in all of Minnesota. And they used to come and scrimmage us. We couldn't play them in the league, obviously, but they would come and we'd scrimmage against them. There were 2 teams, one out of Minneapolis and one out of St. Paul. And now there's amazing opportunities in junior hockey that we didn't have back when I played.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just a void. It has been avoided, I guess, for years in the States, but it's flourished unbelievable down here. I think it just gives another opportunity other than college.
Right.
I know me personally, if there's no junior hockey, I'd probably be working in the mines right now because my scholastic skills weren't the best.
Yeah, well, neither were mine. So. But, that's probably why we concentrated on hockey so much. But there is a great opportunity for kids now, and it's growing across the United States, junior hockey. So it's all over now.
Yeah, there's so many leagues and players I can't even keep up with them anymore. On that theme, I'm looking at some of the teams in that Minnesota Junior Hockey League. The Maple Grove Energy. Do you know where they play out of?
I'd say Maple Grove.
There's the Dells Dukes, the Northern Lights, the Rochester Icehawks, Hudson Crusaders, Edina Lakers, Steele County Blades, and the Minnesota Owls. So obviously, junior hockey has flourished in the state of Minnesota.
Yep, that's amazing. I think there were 2. One was the St. Paul Vulcans, and I forget the name of the Minneapolis team, but there were just 2 back in the 70s.
Maybe that Owls team's been around since the 70s.
Yeah. Could be.
Russ, I appreciate you coming on today, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.
Okay. Let me know when I got to give you that stroke, okay?
All right. Thanks a lot, Russ.
All right. Thanks, Blaine. Bye.
I want to thank you for listening to the Stache Radio Show today. Our featured guest was Russ Anderson. And please stay tuned when I'll have more great NHL players to interview.
Stay tuned to JuniorHockey.com radio for more interviews from Blaine Stoughton on the Stache Radio Show. Brought to you by NRCW Companies online at nrcworldwide.com. You can connect with Blaine Stoughton on Google Plus and Facebook.